10:29, Landrum and Pat, three-man front live here from the UAB campus underneath the pavilion, just outside of head coach Trent Dilfer's office. Blazers wrapping up another fall practice. College football season just 8 days away. We're going to talk to Coach Dilfer in just a little bit. Always tell you about our friends at Mystic Beverage. It is great sparkling spring water that is infused with all kinds of goodness. Whatever mood you're trying to achieve, if you're trying to elevate that vibe, maybe you're like me and you go with the Lift blend. It's got the green coffee bean extract in it. Folks, everybody that I've turned on to this has loved it. Michael, one of our Great Jocks listeners, he actually went and bought out all of the stock of the Piggly Wiggly stores here locally. That's where you can find the product. MysticBeverage.com. Whether you're trying to have that pick-me-up late in the day with the Lift, with the green coffee bean extract, you want to mellow out just a little bit, they got something for everybody. 4 delicious flavors to choose from. MysticBeverage.com. Blount County, Alabama. Love those guys. Appreciate their partnership.
So we are just about 8 days away from the start of the college football season. We're live today at UAB football. They just wrapped up practice. We will talk to Trent Dilfer coming up a little bit later in the program. We've been telling you about the Michigan situation in which they're not going to get a postseason ban because of the Connor Stallions situation, but they are going to have to pay a $20 million fine. Also, Sharon Moore, he was given an additional one-game suspension. He's going to take a 2-game suspension this year, 1 game in 2026. But I keep reading through this 74-page document, and I'm just finding continued just hilarity when it comes to Connor Stallions. Stallions' counsel, this is officially from the NCAA report. Stallions' counsel, they were also very hostile at points during the in-person infractions hearing. The panel understands the role of advocacy in the NCAA's peer review infractions process, but it is disappointed by the conduct of Stallions' counsel. Their approach was not reflected of a civil decorum required and expected by the COI and the membership. However, that conduct in no way affected the panel's decision-making in the case. So you give him an 8-year show cause, and then you take a shot at his representation for not the civil decorum that is required.
Yeah, so that I'm just imagining you've got some pit bull attorneys, and they go in there and they use language that they typically don't hear in those settings.
Yeah.
The panel, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Joe Pesci.
I am too.
His character.
Yeah.
And My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah. At a small local courtroom somewhere.
Walking in with your high-dollar suit.
Yep.
And, yeah, being the, in the punch bowl.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Each and every week at this time, we get an opportunity to catch up with Coach Wimp Sanderson, brought to you by Craneworks.
Lift it, load it, grade it, grind it, move it, haul it, rig it, dig it, Craneworks, Rentalworks, yeah! The big dog's got it.
Wimp Sanderson on Three-Man Front is brought to you by Craneworks. Lift it, buy it, rent it. The big dog's got it. And now, Wimp Sanderson.
And the coach joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Coach, my Braves take on your Indians.
Yeah, well, the Indians can't. The Indians are a lot better than Braves. We're just 6 out, and our league is not as good, but I brag on it anyway.
Well, we'll let this weekend decide who's better, Coach.
No, we've already decided that Braves could they could play an inter-squad game. They both lose. And what you talked about today, it is what it is. They got out of being penalized for not playing, having the right to play in the NCAA in the football playoffs. So that was a good thing. They'll get up to $20 million. It won't take them long to get that up. What they do though is they go in and show a fussing and ridiculous scenario about why they did it, not why they did it, but trying to defend themselves. And so when you do that, and Pat or one of the random drive, whichever one said it, that may have helped a little bit in far as I may not. I don't think it added anything to it as far as the penalty is concerned. I don't know if the committee met. The committee's trying to do a better NCAA job of getting people penalized now than they have in the past. So that may be correct. So any way you slice it or cut it, I've done a good job. Then I think that's what happened. I think it was good. I got something else when you get to. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you, Coach. I think we all agree. We did not anticipate the NCAA. It's a neutered organization now. It's not like it was 10 years ago. I mean, they would, if this would have happened back when you were coaching, Coach, and there was a school that was found cheating like Michigan did, they would have the book thrown at them. I mean, how many times did they go after Jerry Tarkanian for ridiculous things? You know, I mean, this is just – I know this is the way of the world in regards to the NCAA, but – in your mind, what should the NCAA should have done with Michigan in this particular case?
Well, they should have maybe penalized them for not being able to play for 1 year.
Right.
If they wanted to. They didn't want to mess up college football because college football, regardless of what y'all think, is hurting a little bit when you look to the right, see ACC, and when you look to the left, see the Big 12. You're not quite as good there either place. You don't familiarize your teams with the Big 12 the way you should because you got a lot of teams. And ACC, of course, has the Clemson and LSU game, which is a big deal. But outside of that, college football is taking a little bit of a hit. I want to mention, and I don't want to get on here and talk too much that people say I do, and some people say I don't. I think it's a mistake to announce what you're going to do publicly with your offense, the way Auburn has done. I'm not trying to go back to the things that were done when I was a coach, but I'll go back and tell you that when I passed by Coach Bryant's office, Mal Moore was showing him what they need to do offensively before they had staff meeting, and defensively the same way. He wasn't in the X's and O's as much as Nick Saban was. So you get that scenario there. When you end up showing publicly who's going to do what, then I think you hurt yourself. I think it's better off to do it the way you want to do it. Generally speaking, here's what happened last year, and here's what's going to happen this year. You have an offensive coordinator. You have a guy beside him. When the team goes on defense, they talk a little bit about what they need to do offensively or what they have done. At a time period, Taylor and the board will chime in to these two publicly as to what he might want to do. That's the way that works. So it's the two guys in there, the offensive coordinator, the new one, the assistant offensive coordinator, and the head football coach, who is offensive minded. Now, Coach, I'll say this, and I'll let y'all talk. Nick Saban was offense and defensive minded. Coach Bryant was offensive and defensive minded, but he lets you do it. And if you did it wrong, he got somebody else. Okay, that's what I want to say.
Coach, how do we decipher with this coach speak? Because you poor mouth your team. You said about you went out of your way not to talk great about your team. How much of this do you believe is real concern with these staffs and they come out and they talk about this, or how much is this trying to light a fire in other guys?
Well, I think that we talk about Alabama and Auburn, and I studied this thing trying to come up with blue plate. You don't poor mouth your team to the point that everybody's all down in dumps. You put some ifs in there. If we're able to run the football, we need to. If so and so, we got a brand new quarterback. If he's capable as we think he is, but you if it some. We really feel good about our team, if you can say that. Most of the time, I think the coaches do that. But I think you if it a little bit. I don't think you. I think it's great to be picked last. Everybody wants you to be picked first. I don't give a crap when I'm picked. Where I am when the season's over. That's where I want to be. And so that's the way I did things. I tried to be honest. We had good players that play. If my guys played hard, it was my responsibility. If they didn't play hard, whatever you run offensively against the defenses that Florida State or Baylor will play is important. But who runs it as well? Who's running the ball? That's important. The offensive coordinator at Alabama has nobody's ever happy with him. Forget that.
Coach Wimp Sanderson joins us each and every week, brought to you by Craneworks. So, Coach, what are you hearing in regards to Alabama football? Scrimmage number 1 in the books last weekend. Scrimmage number 2 coming up tomorrow. No big surprise, Ty Simpson named QB1.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think from what I can understand, I don't know exactly. You two guys are better than I am about the running backs. But I think offensively, you've got a smart quarterback who hadn't played a lot, but he knows what he's doing. Your opponent's got a talking quarterback who ran out on his team. Their defensive back got in a fuss with one of the coaches, and they suspended him. And you need a defensive back against any quarterback that you play. I think Alabama having all their players back. Some people say, yeah, because they're soft. Now, I think, yeah, because they're enjoying playing there. You've got to enjoy what you do. And I think they've got a good coaching staff, and I think they're going to play well. On the Auburn side, I think they have a chance to be better than you think. I listen to what Greg says all the time on one show. And they're going to be a little bit better than we think. The offensive line's got to block. Defensive guys at both Alabama and Auburn have got to play better than they've been playing. And so I think the biggest thing for you two, and I wish you'd comment after I hushed, is the home field advantage. Is Florida State, I said on my show today and got busted for it, Florida State is not LSU and it's not Clemson. You both of y'all can react to that for me if you don't mind.
You're 100% correct.
No, we agree with you 100%.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard your show the entire time. Each time I try to listen every day, but I just don't think it's LSU, and I think I think if you get off to a decent start, which is important, that they may be eating popcorn or going to the sorority house. So I think they're going to pick sorority girls Sunday, and they're over doing all they can do. They're lined up and squealing already. So I don't know. I just think and when you go to Baylor, you don't know what to expect. I think it's a tough game. I do not like Auburn's schedule as well because I don't like, and you're gonna laugh at this, I don't like A&M and Arkansas stuck in there before they play Georgia if they could get by Baylor. Just me.
No,
I don't like it. I don't like to play anybody I think is going to beat me.
For this particular Auburn team, you don't want to put too much emphasis, but I don't know. My gut tells me that this first game, Coach, for Auburn, for those guys that have absorbed the last 2 seasons, winning 6 games in the first, 5 and 7 last year, that for their confidence, for this team's swagger and moving forward with that tough schedule that lies ahead after Waco, this is a must-win game.
I agree with you. I think it is. I didn't want to say that because I don't want to hurt anybody at Auburn particularly, but I think it is. I think it is mentally. I think it is. I don't know about physically. He's still got. I think that there are some analysts who are smarter than I am have picked the quarterback at Auburn as the most surprised player in the SEC this year. Wow, what a pick! I don't know where it came from, but it came from somebody, and he's going to be the surprise of the league. Naturally, we're in a league that has 3 quarterbacks that have not played any for the first 3 teams that are picked in the league: the Georgias, Alabamas, and Texas. So the quarterbacks are questionable as to how good they are, and you got a lot of hype about man. We'll see, but I think you're right. I think this is a very must game for Auburn. I think Auburn is better in my eyes than they were 2 weeks ago. I listen to people who I trust, y'all too, and I think Auburn's will be a little bit better than I had anticipated to be. I could be dead wrong. Looking at the schedule, all is hard. I looked at Tennessee and Syracuse. Syracuse scores a lot of cotton picking points. They're going to get 14 against 14 or 14 and a half against Tennessee. I don't know. I know everybody's hollering at me. Pick the top pick is 4.5 with Clemson. Yeah, it's so good. It's when the games are so good, they're scary.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Well, you better be working on that blue plate, Coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it that second week.
Okay.
Maybe I need to do it the first week too. I hadn't really studied the first week as hard as the second week. I'm gonna tell you something about you two.
When you don't give the blue plate, me and Pat get beat up.
Yeah, I mean we get hammered. People
until you come back on.
I'll give it. I'm gonna give it to you first. Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna get it before anybody, except for my radio show. And that people don't listen to my radio show. So it's very hard because it's the first game. In the Florida State-Alabama game, you're playing a bunch of transfer guys on offense and defense, 4 on offense and 6 on defense. The problem that you have is, can you meld them and get them to play together? That's the problem. You don't know whether you can or not. At Alabama, you have a program that didn't lose anybody. They've got them all back, but the quarterback's brand new, hadn't played any much, and so it's strength and transfer people against people who hadn't played. What kind of factor is that? I think personally, it's a favor for Alabama. I think by the time you get through teaching them and coaching them and helping them, it ain't going to be the first cotton-picking game. So that's the first game you're going to have them in there trying to explain to them exactly what they need to do. And the defensive guy leading is not good. So
no doubt.
It wasn't anything bad about this. I'll tell you this story. I always tell you a story. Joe Namath. I ain't going to tell the story. Joe Namath coming in. I've already told that. Joe Namath is caught drinking. They're having a staff meeting. I'm listening. They're having a staff meeting. And he's in trouble. And it's a first for anybody. And so they go around the room trying to decide who they're going, what they're going to do about the Cotton Bowl. This may be boring to y'all, but bored of some business. They love this crap. And so they all voted. One coach voted not to play, and guess who it was?
Coach Bryant.
Nope. Who else?
Oh.
Okay, you don't know. All right. The one person spoke up and said, I wasn't playing, Gene Stallings.
Beebs.
Yeah, Beebs said, I wasn't playing. The rest of them said playing. Coach Bryant listened to him. There was no player ever better than playing the one that they did play. He was absolutely, he became our athletic director, and he's passed away now. And he was so good. And they played in the Cotton Bowl, and they won by, I think, a touchdown.
Wow. Great story.
Yeah.
Coach, each and every week, Crane Works, great people, not too far away from where Landrum and I are right now, and they do so much for college football and, of course, for all those that need crane and equipment.
Well, I'm glad to be on 5 weeks for Crane Works this month, and Crane Works is terrific. They'll tear it down or build it up. They'll do whatever you want done. They'll have an operator there with you to show you exactly what they're fixing to do after you kind of go over what you want them to do. You may go to Rental Works. And Rental Works, I was involved with Rental Works some time ago. I couldn't turn on a light bulb. I ain't smart enough. So when I got ready to do something, I asked them to come and explain to me exactly how I needed to turn on this thing. I wasn't sure. I was trying to figure it out. So they came and helped me there. So Crane Works, Rental Works is important. Waste Works, hey, you got a bunch of junk. I just moved. Let me give you a secret. Don't move again. Don't ever move. The next time I move will be in a coffin. That's where I'm going to be moving. I ain't moving no more because it's too hard. Anyway, Craneworks is great. Get on craneworks.com and you'll enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Coach,
thank you, Coach. We look forward to checking in and catching up with you next week. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it very much. He joins us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
You deserve not to be bitten by bugs, the stinging insects, the biting kind that are no good. Maybe they serve a purpose in nature. I'm sure that they do. But they don't belong on your skin. They don't belong in your house, in your yard, biting your kids, biting your guests. Call our friends at Stark Exterminators today, 855-STARK now. Go to StarkExterminators.com. They've been family-owned for over 61 years. Take care of our house. One of their professional team members came out to our home over 3.5 years ago. We had ants coming through the bathroom. He took care of that, and he said, let's look at some other potential issues that you might have down the road. Ever since then, there's certainly no ants in the bathroom. There's nothing else coming inside the house that should not be there. Stark Exterminators. Call today for the free home or business pest inspection, 855-STARK now, or go to StarkExterminators.com. And when you do so, always tell them Landrum from Three Man Front and Jocks sent you.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Coach Trent Dilfer, the head football coach at UAB. He will join the program. All that as we're live from UAB football here on Jocks.